I'm going to take you on a quick tour of a smart board so you can see how it works and where the different buttons and connectors are. Let's start with the board itself. This is what's called a soft interactive whiteboard. Despite the name, the board is durable and tough. It won't break if you press hard on it. In fact, you need to press firmly when you write to make contact with the underlying board. Although the board shown here might look slightly different to yours, they all work in a similar way. When you run your finger across a soft board, it feels as if the surface gives way slightly because the surface you write on is separated from the board by a thin layer of air. When you write on the board, either with your finger or a pen, the outer layer touches the inner board and sends a signal to your computer. That's how the board understands what you're writing on it. Aside from picking up what you're writing, the board's other job is to act as a projector screen. Most interactive whiteboards need a projector to work. The board shown here uses the same kind of projector that you might already be using in your classroom or office. On some boards, the projector is built into the top of the board. The advantage of this is that the shadows cast on the screen by the person using the board are smaller, so you can see more of what's going on. The other major part of the board that you can see is the pen tray. Let's take a closer look. The pen tray consists of 4 color-coded slots for the pens and 1 slot for the eraser. Each slot has an optical sensor that tells the board when the pens and eraser have been picked up. The lights above the tool slots indicate which tool is active. That's why you can write with the pen or with your finger, as long as the pen slot is empty and the light is on. The technology in the pen tray is smart enough to know which tool was picked up most recently. If you pick up the eraser while you're still holding a pen, the light above the eraser will go on and the board will assume you want to erase. Here's a useful tip. If one of the pens or the eraser gets lost, simply cover the optical sensor with an ordinary marker pen or a sticky note to continue using your interactive whiteboard until the tool is found. There are 3 buttons directly below the eraser slot. The large button on the left launches the on-screen keyboard. The one beside it will make your next touch on the interactive whiteboard a right click. Pressing and holding both buttons together starts the orientation process to calibrate the board. The small round button on the right-hand side launches the online help. Let's take a closer look at the pens. Although they come in 4 colors, the pens don't actually contain any ink. They're made entirely from plastic. That's why you can also use your finger to write on a smartboard. In fact, you can use anything as long as it isn't sharp and doesn't leave any marks or scratches on the board. Like the pens, the eraser looks like a normal whiteboard eraser, but it's actually a piece of plastic with some soft material attached to it. There are also a few things I want to show you in the bottom right corner of the board. Here you'll find the USB cable connector and the ready light. If you can't see the USB cable hanging from your board, it might be tucked up behind it. You can find out what the color of the light means in one of the other videos, but for now, just be aware of where it is. Finally, you'll need 2 cables to connect the board to your computer and your computer to the projector. These are a USB cable and a VGA video cable. You can see how to connect these cables in one of the other videos.